Hello, my name is Justin Hickman. I'm with Vertispan. Today is Thursday, June 8th, 2023, and today we're going to be continuing with our Let's Build an App in GWT series of streams. Today's going to be a little bit different. I was doing some design locally, decided to just stream it. So let me go ahead and show my desktop. Turn down the music a little bit, probably to the point where you can't hear it. So here's my desktop. Excuse me. I'm using a tool called Balsamic. This was tool that I've used in the past. I know that there are other design tools out there like Figma, things like that. This is just one that I had a license for. So I started putting in some of the ideas that I was thinking of yesterday with the CRM that we're building, and have the notes plugin down here. So this is kind of what I was thinking in regards to notes. Where you have different columns, similar to like a task board or like a Kanban type thing, just for the notes in general. Whenever you create a note, it'll look something like this. It'll have save, cancel. I don't think I can show the, yeah, it's kind of off screen. I wonder if can I scroll this a little bit? How can I show this without sharing my full cinema display? Yeah, because I have an ultra wide display and I don't need to show the entire screen, but basically this tool allows you to present, and you can click on links and stuff like that. Let me click on something that you can see. So you might notice, oh, that's weird. On my display, I see it highlighted. Oh, whenever I click, it highlights. You can see the clickable areas or the interactive spots. Whenever I click on this, it'll go to the list view. Whenever I click on this one, it goes back to the grid, and all of this is just the navigation that's set. You can see the little links, so that's what the little arrows are here, because they all have different links. So if I click on this, let me remove my camera for a second. You can see that it links to the CRM customers grid, and then whenever I go to the CRM customer grid, I can click on this one, which links back to the full list. So it's fairly simple to use this application for designing something. You can just grab a button. For example, here's a button. We can throw it in here, change the text. We can change the size. We can set the state to like focused. And of course, the whole point of using a tool like this, instead of having like Figma, which makes things look more real, this one is essentially just to be a wireframe or a mock-up. It's not intended to confuse your audience with the final product. Because whenever you're looking at like a Figma design, most likely you're going to think, hey, this looks like the final product, so why doesn't it work? Well, that's because there's no code behind it. It's just a design. So if I bring over Figma, we can see, I mean, some of the shapes, it really depends on the assets that you bring into your design. I really enjoy the more drawing looks. And that's why this one works out pretty well for me. Whenever you look real closely, it looks more like a drawing. I think you can change the theme of this, if I'm not mistaken. I am not sure. Looking through the menu, I know that you can't see that since it's on the completely other side of my screen. All right, here's the here we go. So, oh yeah. So whenever I change the theme or the style to a clean look, this is more for like presentations. Still not realistic, but at least for development wise, it probably makes sense to keep the style as a sketch. All right, so towards the actual design of what we're wanting to do, let's go ahead and lay out some of these things. I've been looking on some web searches for CRM, and you can see that there's like a sales pipeline. You have your new leads, qualified leads, call attempts, any other columns that you want. They seem to be very columnar, if that's the correct term for that. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I chose more of a column look. I mean, it was kind of difficult to do a wireframe for some of this stuff, but some of it makes sense. So maybe the first page for the CRM plugin is going to be pipeline. So let me do CRM pipeline. There we go. And this one actually links back to the pipeline. I'm not sure which one would be the best. Kind of like this. Of course, we need to have a little bit of consistency, but these are all drag and drop, which is kind of nice. And we can go back to the Domino UI kit just to see what kind of components there are. And I've actually been playing around with creating a Domino UI symbol library. So if I come over here, you can see the Domino UI. This is stuff that I did this morning. Have the ability to create new components. And those are going to be reusable. So for example, if I were to come over here and want an alert, or maybe, what was the other one? A badge. So let's say that we want a badge, primary. Go. And of course, this is a reusable component. I kind of wish that you had the ability to expose some of the other properties over here, but it is what it is. If I double click on it, right now it's in override mode, which means that I'm going to be overriding this one instance of it. So I can come in here and put like a 23. But then if I were to add another badge primary, it's still 10 plus. I could double click on it and edit the source instead, and that just takes me to the symbol library, and I can edit that, and this will modify all of the instances within your design, which is a very good reason to use symbols instead of copying and pasting different things. So let's go ahead and create on the other pipeline. We kind of need a general grid, right? So let's define a grid. It's going to be like columns that we can do, and this is going to be similar to like a Kanban report. So let's see what we can do in regards to that. We have rectangles. I don't know. I think it makes it a little bit too noisy to have these actual rectangles. I kind of want something a little bit more transparent, I guess. You can go to more controls, and it has wireframes to go. I know that it has some of these, and these are just symbols that you can import into your project, which might be kind of cool. Of course, they just have those little blue bars everywhere. They're not actual layouts, so that's one of the drawbacks is they're not actual layouts. So like this, like if I were to create a browser, let me move down here, drag a browser window here, and then we can put a button in it. That's not actually in the browser. It's just a object that's floating on top of it. Of course, you can always group those together, and then whenever you resize, it tries to resize all of the components inside, which isn't, I mean, you can see that it gets to, apparently it's a button now instead of a button. It just tries to do it proportionally. It would be nice if it supported anchoring. Like I want to anchor this one to the center and on the right, so that whenever I group it, whenever I resize, it would anchor correctly. And I mean, it spaces out a little bit, which that one's not too terrible. I did notice whenever I was doing the alerts, dismissible, whenever I try to resize this to smaller, the icon here for the dismiss is going outside of the rectangle, which is causing it to clip like that. But anyways, I keep sidetracking here. What were we doing? We were on the pipeline. So with the pipeline, yeah, we want some sort of columns. I mean, I could do it sort of like this. Let's see what kind of columns are good. What does Domino support? I mean, we have lists. Does it have any? I mean, it has the different layouts. It's probably not what we want. Media objects. That's just loading up images and stuff. Yeah, I guess lists is probably the best approach for something like this. Could do data tables, but probably not. At least not for this. Whenever we look at like the list view, this would definitely be a data table, because you have the grid of customers, and then you have, or grid, the cards view, I guess, and this is the list grid view. So maybe if I were to do like a list, that makes the most sense. Looking at this, it shouldn't be too difficult. These are basically, each column is a different list, and you can drag between lists. I think there is a drag and drop component, if I'm not mistaken. Here's drag and drop. Well, this is just between two shapes, but you should be able to do the same sort of thing with the lists, because you create drop zones, drop targets. I have to play around with that to see if that's something doable. Yeah, I mean, here's cards. This is kind of what we need. But these are cards within a column layout. Yeah, I could probably use these. Just have to figure out how we're going to do the columns. I mean, we could just have a layout for each of them and just manually keep track of them. It doesn't necessarily have to be an actual list class. And where's the list? These are all flex items. So I guess it's, yeah, it might actually be just using a flex box. I guess I didn't realize that. I was thinking that it was an actual list. So this might be a just a flex layout. Here's a row, column, and then single select list. Oh, it is a list group. Okay. So it was created up here. It's just whenever you have the other rendering, it's creating the flex layout. Yeah, that looks like for an individual cell. The other renderer for an individual item. So we have this, we have a list. And here we're just setting the items. Okay. Yeah, that might actually be worthwhile. So if we did that, we should probably have cards in here. So for the other pipeline, oops, new. I wonder if I should make this as a symbol. Plus, this will allow us to add like a column to the other right, I guess. Or add a card to these. Yeah, I guess for the the columns we can have same sort of thing that I had over here. No, where was that? Here. Yeah. So if I copy that, paste it here, I can add a new column. And we can also have like a count label. And maybe a settings gear. And these are all just icons. Solid gear. Extra small. Because this can be like a drop down to configure this column. So then we can archive records or save. Oops, I did not mean to do that. How do I do that? All right, so if I group that and I convert to a symbol, let me create that as a column. So then if I do a column, oops. Double click on this. What was it, another category? Where's that at? Well, that's appointment set. Which is a good one? Those are ideas. Here we go. New leads, qualified leads. Yeah. I guess it's going to be configurable. Yeah, let's see here. My column's a little narrow, so what I need to do is edit that. And let's go ahead and space this out a little bit more. And then make this like that. Wireframe. Maybe I should delete that and recreate it, because of the fact that I modified it before I was ready. And this is going to be qualified leads. And this will be new leads. And create another column for negotiation. Oops. Negotiation. For some reason that doesn't look like they're aligned, but I guess they are. It's just my eyes playing tricks on me. I guess it doesn't, we don't need to think about all of this right now. All right, align their top. Space out horizontally. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So if I were to whenever you click the plus, it might create a card, and I should probably create cards as a reusable component. So the way that's going to work is I'm going to hold down the R, that draws a rectangle. Card title, description, all right. Yeah, this is going to be a small one. I don't know. Maybe I don't need it to be an actual card symbol. And we might want some sort of alert notification bell. Notification. Where did I get that one? Bell? Yeah, I'll just do that one. Just in case we want some sort of icons on each customer, just to signify, hey, we need to schedule an appointment. So maybe a clock. Change that one to extra small. And this might have like the hamburger icon. Nope, not an actual burger. Menu. Nope. Drop. Let's just do an icon. Let's see if we can search that. There we go. Let's see. We basically just want the little hamburger, sort of like this, but the dots. I mean, I could always use that one. I was hoping that they would have the smaller one. It's probably in here somewhere. Man, there are a lot of icons. I think most of these might be font awesome. Man, that's... only need one set of dots though. Probably already missed it. I'm just trying to scroll through here real quick because eventually I'd like to get to the coding, but we need to design a little bit first. It doesn't really matter. I can always choose the correct icon later. Let's just go with that one. Sure. And let's do extra small. There we go. And let's go ahead and group that stuff together. Group. I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm not going to create it as a symbol. Of course, these need to be updated. That one has 2. This one has 1, and I need to actually center that better. There we go. And we can do drag and drop. So let's add a comment. Supports drag and drop between columns. There we go. That's probably all we need for a pipeline. I just realized that I don't have a menu or anything. Let me drag that down a little bit. Probably need to have breadcrumbs. I'm going to change this one to 18 because that's what I've been doing on some of the other pages. And this is going to be pipeline. And it's just going to be pipeline, nothing else yet. Can probably create a couple of buttons here. One for create. And one for import. Just in case we want to import anything. And I'm going to make that one selected. Oops. And we also want to be able to search. So let's add a search box. And we might actually want to do something similar that we did with the notes. Probably have like these things. So we could incorporate additional icons for changing this to like a list view. I'm not going to implement that, or I'm not going to create a wireframe for that right now. But this is going to be the grid. Obviously, I need to change that to no link for now. Break that link. We could have some charts. It really depends on what we want. So maybe I can add a chart button. No, this is not what I wanted. I wanted an icon with a chart. Chart. Yeah. Extra small. Maybe that's a little too small. And of course, yeah, maybe I'll put those to the left. I have some other icons. This one's going to be selected. Doesn't look like we have the ability to change the selection state. That's fine. I guess unless it were an actual button. Curious if it supports that. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can remove the border. So that's unfortunate. Huh. Okay. Well, anyways. Yeah, that's probably good. So then the customers, whenever you click on customers, oh, I should probably highlight pipeline because this is what we're currently in. If we create an opportunity in the other pipeline, we should probably duplicate this and we can create like a pop-up. So I am going to do that, but then I'm going to change the opacity because we are actually making, it works pretty well. Of course, I want it to be black, and then change the opacity to something lighter. Yeah, there we go. So that's simulating a modal. I might be able to have my webcam back on. So window. Let's go ahead and add a window. I was trying to, there we go. Just trying to get it to autocomplete for me. And here, since we're using the domino components, I should probably look at the other forms. Because it has the field label inside of it. Not sure why it's spaced out like that on some of these. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if that was supposed to be like that or not. It's basically aligning the field label with the editable part. Of course, I can't even edit this one. Yeah, it's read-only, duh. But it's basically the same thing as here. But it's aligning that, which causes it to be weird whenever you have not enough space. Might open up a ticket for that, I don't know. But for the most part, it's going to be similar to that. So I wonder if I should create components for these, reusable components. And we can see what it looks like. So if I create a text input, I don't think I can do things like changing just one border. Oh, I can change the border like that. Oh, that's kind of cute. But I can't have the field label and a value. I think you have to choose one or the other. So here's the field value, but I don't have a label for it. And because the labels move whenever you type a value in there. You can't really wireframe that because mock-ups and wireframes are really supposed to be static. Yeah, maybe I'll just do opportunity title. And actually, this is going to be a combo box. And this is going to be customer. Yeah, it makes it a little bit weird to not have the full border around that. And then priority. Is there like a slider? Is there not a full star? There it is. Oh, it's just changing the border color. I was hoping it was going to change the inside. There we go. Cool. And for this window, I can probably... That is really nice. That's kind of cool. See, and these are the kind of controls that I wish were customizable for the symbols that you create. That's kind of cool. So we don't need that. We do need a couple of buttons. Create. Then a cancel. And these can link back. Link back to the pipeline. And this one can link to the... Oh, did I just leave that as pipeline copy? Yeah. This is create opportunity. I don't know what import's going to do. Could be like importing a spreadsheet or something like that. I don't know. Title bar, I'd like to be a different color, maybe. Doesn't look like I can, different color for the title bar. All right. What else? So for the other notes, it was very similar. So we can have the other different columns for the other notes. And I could probably do a similar thing. So if I were to move these out of the way temporarily, let me do a new column. This could really do the other same. And new. Oops. This will be today, this week, later. And what did I do on these? Let me just copy one of these. I don't think it has to be the same. These could have some sort of label. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. I think with the other cards, or maybe that was with the it wasn't with the other cards. Maybe that was with the data table that I'm thinking of, where you can where you can have a marker on the other left hand side. Because we might want to have labels. I know that Trello does something like that. Trello. I guess they do the little color chips in there, and I know that we have chips under components, chips. I mean, we could just have no labels, just the chips representation, and like whenever you hover it, I think it shows the text inside of it. So I guess that's a possibility. But I mean, these are just notes. And creating a new note, that is basically just a WYSIWYG editor. Could just have a pop-up instead of having a separate page. Probably doesn't make sense to have a separate page. And a horizontal rule for consistency in the UI. It was breaking up those two sections. So really, the if we wanted to add like a support ticket plugin, that would be pretty simple as well. We would be able to use the exact same components. So even development-wise, we would probably want to have a reusable component for these data grids. Which means that we would probably also want that same sort of navigation. Where is that? Yeah, these guys are here. So let's copy those. Come down here to the notes plugin. Throw that in there. Because we might want to be able to look at a list view of all of the other notes and sortable columns showing which ones were active, what stage they're currently in, because these columns represent stages, any kind of tags, labels, whatever we have on those might be kind of nice. And we have our search. We can have that's about it. I really don't think there's much more to that. So I guess this is a pretty good starting point for all of this. So talking about the application design itself, each one of these are basically going to be a separate module, a separate feature, plugin, whatever we want to call it. It'll be able to register itself, and notice that the CRM side, so both of these, the pipeline and the customers, those are both under the same CRM stuff. So notice the CRM here. I should probably edit the source, make this a little bit bigger so that it's identifiable as I should probably make that a little more centered. There we go. So both of those are under the CRM module. It's just different categories within it. So we have the pipeline, we have the customers. Should probably make that 1-to-1 because it keeps jumping around too much. And then under customers, we could probably create a customer view. So let's say that this is customer A. Oh wait, this is not the customers. I was looking at the wrong place. So here, this is going to be clickable, and I am going to basically duplicate this. And here we're going to add a customer A, because we're editing the customer A. This is going to be edit. I don't know what to call this one. May not even have anything here. And of course, this is going to be a read-only view of the customer. Oh, and probably don't need all of this stuff anymore. Not on this screen. Might have some actions up here for like printing or being able to run a report or forward or any other actions that we want. So if we want a menu, there's a toolbar. It's not exactly what I want. It's really just a list. Yeah, I'm not seeing what I want. Oh, link bar. Yeah. I don't think this supports markup, does it? Treat as markup? Can I do that? I swore the markup allowed me to do things like that. Yeah, maybe not. Oh well. Maybe over here. All right, so for the customer, I don't know. We can just throw in some rectangles in here. Some sort of media icon. I mean, obviously not a webcam, but I might have a picture of the company. Oops. Customer A. We can have some kind of crap over here. I'm not sure what we would have on this side. Maybe some just general stats. I am not going to just type all of this stuff, but this might have like, I don't know, maybe a tab container, tab bar. We can have things like contacts, notes, invoices, support tickets. Of course, these would be linked to some of the other plugins. So we will have to figure out how to communicate between plugins at some point. Because if we have a support ticket plugin, it would need to register itself not only here, but also with the CRM module to say, hey, there's add a support ticket tab to your customer management. So yeah. Ooh, looks weird. Is it because of word wrap? Okay. Yeah, that looks like crap. I don't really want that to be, do not treat it as markup. Then why is it still treating it as markup? I don't want those to be bullets. Maybe I do, but I want them all be the same. Why is... Oh, maybe because it's centered? Ah, there we go. It was because it was centered. Yeah, you don't want to center bullets like that. That would be weird. All right, so this is just miscellaneous counts. Probably a good place for any overall statistics on a customer. But for the other contacts, we'll have like a data grid in there. And for this, the selection is going to be contacts. And we can figure out, most of these are probably just going to be lists under it, and it might take you to that place. So like invoices could be a separate plugin that's just registered. Notes obviously is a plugin where we have notes pertaining to a single customer. And then whenever you edit, it's basically just editing the information. Other things that we can have probably throw this down in the bottom is similar to how Jira works. We can have some sort of, obviously the screen's too small for this, but we would have some sort of history section that would show like the activity of this, so that any time that one of your employees edits customer data, we should keep like an audit trail of all of this stuff. And maybe be able to contact the customer directly from here, things like that. In regards to reports, I am not entirely sure. So this one, we need to go back to the customers grid. So then whenever we're on the customers grid and we click on this, we can link that one to, oh, I never did rename that. Customer view. So then whenever you click on this or click on, I don't know, it doesn't make sense for cancel because this says read only. It would go back to this view. For some reason, my Twitch client seems to be frozen. Oh, looks like I can still type, but there's a stray window. I'm not sure why there's a stray window that I can't close. All right. So that is probably good on majority of this stuff. So the shell is pretty simple. We had the home here. I guess we don't really need to worry about this one too much. Why does that still look like it's not centered? Yeah, I mean it's centered over here. It's for some reason not centered right here. It's fine. I'll just wonder if it's because I changed the text. If I were to remove that and re-edit it, I wonder if that'll fix it. Nope. Yeah, it's weird whenever you modify things here and there. All right, so we should be able to at least get some more code working. I could probably start with the notes plugin. I mean, I don't know how much I'm going to actually implement this because this was intended for basically just a walkthrough of let's make an application and what would modularization look like using Dagger. So we just want to get enough so that we can communicate between different plugins. So we found some opportunities for communicating with the CRM plugin from the Notes plugin and maybe a support portal plugin. Should probably Notes new, because whenever you have the Notes plugin installed and you go to a customer view, it's able to register itself. So there might be a common module for CRM that exposes like a registry itself some sort of API to communicate with the CRM plugin. That way you don't have to have the notes dependent on CRM, because the notes might have to look at several other plugins. You might have notes on support tickets. You would have to have some sort of communication between them. So let's take a look at IntelliJ. See where we left things off. I may have made some changes. Contents are identical. Oh, did I just rename? Yeah, I renamed modules to plugin MISC because we decided to call it plugins instead of module because of the overloaded term. So I don't think I finished with the migration, so let's go ahead and clean install this. And I can put my picture back over here. All right, so event bus cannot be provided without a provides annotation. Oh, did I don't think I removed the other named. Yeah. I forgot to remove that because we were experimenting on the previous stream with named dependencies or whatever. I never started closed captions. Oops. All right, so closed captions are running now. Of course, anybody on YouTube will just get the captions auto-generated. Probably does a lot better than the closed caption tool on Twitch, because that hardly ever gets my words right. Appears that you're... What is this for? Modularization client. Like I have any code in here. Oh, it's because of this. What did I do with that one? So here's the app client. Let's take a look at its POM. Forgot that I moved some of this. So this is main app, and I call this one app. It should still work, right? So if I take a look under here, there shouldn't be any sources here. Modularization. I need to keep track of where my packages are. So my packages, we have modularization, main. Don't need that app directory anymore. It's a main. And then under CRM, we have plugins CRM. That makes sense. Core should be modularization core. Yeah. This one. I mean, I was putting the other notes in here. Eventually, this will probably go somewhere else. But this one, where does that one go? plugins, modules, main modules. I think we were renaming these to plugins, right? Yeah, consistency. Plugins. And of course, we'll need to rename this package. Might be easier just to change it in one spot. And then move the other rest of it in there. And same thing with this directory. Yeah, probably should just refactor this one and move. Refactor, there it is. I am blind. Move file to plugins. Alright, what is wrong with this guy? That's because something didn't, this will be plugins. Slowly but surely, we're going to migrate this into a cleaner code base. And this music is depressing. Yeah, let's do some synth. Yeah, I forgot that I did some of this refactoring after the stream yesterday, and I didn't finish testing it. It's end of year for my the school district here, so my kids have a half day today, so I should I'm not going to be streaming for much longer, maybe another 30 minutes or so. Alright, so your source appears to not live underneath a package called client, no problem. Well, yeah, so I don't know who's having that problem. This module doesn't have any source. App. I called this one main. Wonder if I should just throw this into it. No, because this one has its own module. Let me just double check. You have your main app. That has the same entry point name. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I mean, there's no source. Converse-span modularization app at .xml. I guess I can just remove that. Because there shouldn't be any source under that. Vertispan modularization, and this is under app. Yeah. That should be the only thing that's in there. Compilation takes a while. It's doing the same thing. Huh. Something must be providing source under that package. All right. I have shared. Oh, I wonder. Nope, this is shared. So modularization shared. That's not the other problem. Server shouldn't be visible. Yeah, there's nothing here because there's no GWT compilation there. It's just a overlay or overlaying a module. Plugins, notes, plugins here. See, it doesn't look like it's even loading this one. What is my yeah, why is this one compiling before it compiles these two? I must be missing some Maven dependencies here. So let's open up the POM for modularization client. This one should rely upon or depend on shared. That makes sense. The app core, which makes sense. Oh, modules. Didn't I rename that? Yeah, I did rename that. What used to be modules is now app plugin misc. I think that's what the other problem was. App client, which is the main UI. All right, and then is anybody depending on app plugin CRM? All right, so this is in. Oh no, there isn't anything that's relying on that. Trying to think of how the other dependency should go. I guess I can just do it from here. Let's move this dependency up. I know that order doesn't matter, but organization-wise, you have the other core. This is the main application user interface. We have miscellaneous plugins. We have our CRM plugin. That should fix that. It was probably good to do that audit anyways because of the fact that I renamed some of these packages, making sure that they didn't overlap. I did change some of this, didn't I? Dagger notes component. Dagger notes component. Huh. Did that not generate? why that didn't generate the notes component. We have plugin scope. We have component. Oh, because it was unable to. Notes plugin. It's not notes plugin anymore, is it? Yeah, it is. How did I miss some of this? Yeah, that's confusing. I swore that would have been updated with the other refactoring. Well, this time it was actually the GWT compilation. And where is that? Modules, notes. Yeah, it's plugins. Cool. All right, so let's do a full clean install. I think that should be it. Could be wrong. Been wrong before, many a time. Probably close some of these unused tabs. Oh, that's weird. Did it run? I don't think it ran. All right. Try this again. Hopefully this time it works. So far, so good. Some of these should have already updated. There we go. Guess I wasn't going to re-index until I clicked into it. Oh, it died again. What did I miss now? Where? What? Notes plugin, yeah. But who's still referencing modules? What a pain, what a pain. I'm not gonna do a clean this time. Just going to run install again. Well, that's doing that. Let's go back to our design. I'm going to make this window a little bit smaller so that we can see the build output. I might work a little bit on the CSR specifically for the other customers view, because with that, the notes plugin actually tries to communicate with the yeah, how does that work? I mean, code-wise, we would definitely need to have a shared library between the CRM and the Notes plugin. Yeah, that worked that time. All right, so let's re-import, make sure that all of the errors go away. And let's go ahead and start the server up just to make sure that everything is working. That's weird. OBS is not updating. Still shows an hour stream time on my Twitch stats. Not sure why. Yeah, so like I was saying, probably pull out at plugin CRM API or common, maybe a common jar. So then any plugin that wants to communicate with the CRM, it would be able to inherit or depend upon common, and that would basically be the middleman between the other plugins. That way we don't have to depend directly on the CRM, because the whole point is, what if we don't have the CRM loaded? I mean, we don't want to have to load a plugin, even though there's other plugins that have optional dependencies on those. So I think that would be very beneficial that way. Oh, it already started. Where's my browser window? There it is. Not sure why it was way over there. Let's just make sure that this works, and if it does, we can probably go ahead and commit this and call it a day. Yeah, we have our notes, we have our CRM. Yeah, so I am going to call it for today. I know it was a rather short stream, but I just wanted to at least jump in with some of our design stuff. I do feel that designing an application is an important part of developing one, even if it's just drawings like this, where you don't actually have a lot of details in it, just have a general thought, because I solve some of the issues just by looking through here, and heck, even this I might change to make this a non-visible grid. And space those out a little bit better. Then center, align center. Oop. I think I have to select this one first. Did that? Can't tell which one that actually moved. It's hard to tell. So if I were to move this one over, and I selected that one. Oh, does it just, oh, that's annoying. I think it just does an average instead of choosing one of them to be fixed. That's stupid. I guess in that particular case, we can just do this again. Space out, and that should, as long as these two and these two are aligned, then these will be aligned as well. Anyways, so I'm going to call it for the day. Sorry again for the little bit smaller stream. Whenever we come back, we're actually going to do a little bit more coding. That could either be tomorrow, which probably unlikely, because my family is going to be here. So probably more likely next Monday or Tuesday, we'll actually start coding. And I think what we're going to start with is the customer grid. We're just going to mock out all of the data. I'm not going to do any kind of server communication right now. And I like to start with the user interface. I know that a lot of people like to start with the backend services and stuff like that, but kind of like to mock out my front end first and figure out what kind of back end is going to be needed to drive that user interface. So we'll do that, and we'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Bye.